The officials for today's game is assigned by the Ultimate Athletic Conference are Eric Hester, Pete Blackfield, David Allen, and the alternate is Blaine Hancock.
1-2, hello and welcome in to Salem Civic Center. Joe Brennan here, your eyes and ears for the contest as the Hornets take on the Roanoke Maroons in the ODAC semifinal. We've already started the afternoon with more chaos in the tournament as the Guilford Quakers took down the #1 overall seeded Randolph-Macon Yellow Jackets. The Hornets now set to square off against the 3-seed Roanoke team that came to Turner Gymnasium earlier this year, was the most memorable game of the season, and not in favor of the Hornets. Well, we're set and ready to go. We appreciate you tuning in all the way here in Salem. Jamarcus Brown wins the opening tip. Played back to Jake Hart, who brings it across the timeline. He'll feed it to Jonathan Faust at the top of the perimeter. Fumbles, able to bring it right back. Now Jake Hart will orchestrate the offense from the left 45. Dishes back up top, Pearson Young. 10 on the shot clock. Pearson drives in with the right hand. Goes up, floats in the air, hangs. Can't get the finish. Off the back of the iron, too strong. Roanoke pulls in the rebound. Now on the other side of the floor, it's Joshua McClary. McClary, one of the top players in the ODAC this season. Now they swing it around the horn. Back up, straightaway three. McClary rattles in and out. Offensive rebound. The second shot rejected by Faust. Outlet pass out to Jake Hart. Hart will now slow things down. 0-0 through the first minute of play. Entry pass to Jonathan Faust at the top of the key. Poked away. Able to regather once again. Now Faust gets it. Face guarded. Kicks back, Pearson Young tries to triple off the front of the rim. A battle for the rebound won by Roanoke. Now into the front court. Backing down Pearson Young. A physical finish. That's left short off the front of the rim once again. Jonathan Faust dishes over. Jamarcus Brown rises at the nail. Had it poked away, able to re-corral it. Now Mike Gray, his first touch of the contest, drives in with the left, a dunk underneath to Pearson Young, who rises up and kisses it off the glass for two. Lynchburg with the first points of today's ball game, 2-0, Hornets out in front with 18:10 to go here in the first half. Now Bell tries to respond with a far triple, no good, off the back of the rim. Jamarcus Brown brings in the rebound. Michael Gray with the outlet pass into the front court. A dribble handoff over to Jake Hart. Guarded by Bell. A crossover to his left. A dribble handoff for Mike Gray. Reverses the floor. Now Pearson Young on the opposite wing. And an errant pass. Out miscommunication with Jake Hart. The ball trickles out of bounds. And the first turnover of today's ball game. 17:45 to go here in the first half. Lynchburg out in front 2-0. I'll step aside and try and get my bearings. A quick turnaround after lacrosse. Live on LHSN. And we welcome you back into Salem Civic Center. Joe Brennan here on behalf of LHSN. Lynchburg out in front of the Roanoke Maroons, 2-0 with a minute and a half into the game. A quick trap off the inbound. Jake Hart comes away with a steal. Dish, Jonathan Faust rises, and a finger roll finish on the inside. Lynchburg out in front, 4-0. Jackson Bell kicks over from McClary. Lynchburg out in their 1-3-1 zone. Now in the corner, it's Patrick Clevenger, and he buries a triple. Brings the deficit back down to 1, 4-3, 17:05 on the game clock. Jake Hart across midcourt, takes a high screen from Jamarcus Brown, then sets a down screen on Faust, takes it up on the elevator, drives inside, has it poked away. Now Bell out in transition, up with the left hand, too strong. McClary right there to clean it up. Second chance points from the Roanoke Maroons. They get their first lead of the afternoon, 5-4, 16:45 to go here in the first half. Jake Hart across midcourt, takes his screen from Faust. In with the left hand, out to Jamarcus Brown. Entry pass for Faust, poked away. He saves it, able to keep it in play, then tosses it back to midcourt for Michael Gray. It's poked out of bounds by Marcus Morgan. Lynchburg maintains possession, 14 on the shot clock, 16:30 on the game clock. Lynchburg trailing by a point, 5-4 here in the early goings. The Hornets will inbound on the far hash. Jake Hart with possession. Into the corner for Michael Gray on the far side of the floor. Back up top for Hart. He calls for a screen from Gray. He drives through. Now 5 on the shot clock. Gray with possession. Gray rises from the 45. He thought he got fouled. Didn't get the whistle. Ball falls into the lap of Joshua McClary. He takes the defensive rebound the other way. Now they go underneath to the low block. Jamarcus Brown called with a foul as he tried to deny it from Gavin O'Malley. First foul of the contest, both for Brown and for Lynchburg. McClary will inbound underneath his own basket. Kicks in the corner, a rising three from Clayton Gaither. Left it long, an offensive rebound from Roanoke. And 2 shots after the foul. So Jamarcus Brown, another foul, 2 quick fouls for the freshman forward. Tyler Buggs already making his way towards the scores table. Jamarcus will likely be done for at least the next 10 minutes after 2 immediate fouls. Free throws being shot by Patrick Clevenger. Got the front end. Clevenger this season, a consistent free throw shooter, shooting 71% from the charity stripe. Second one on the way, it's up and in. Just like that, Roanoke with 7 unanswered points. They lead 7-4 with 16 minutes to go here in the first half. Lynchburg coming off a dominant win, or a signature win, if you will, over Hampton-Sydney, the first top 10 win in program history. Mike Gray, opposite corner, triple, left it short. Rebound falls in the arms of Clevenger. Dishes over McClary, calling for a screen. Gets it right back. McClary inside, hop step, left it for his big man, and Faust met him at the mountaintop. Jonathan Faust tallies a block. Lynchburg gets the defensive rebound. The Hornets head the other way, and a foul called away from the ball. This one's going to go on Clevenger. His first, Roanoke's first. 7-4, Roanoke out in front. 15:30 to go here in the first half. Jonathan Faust heads to this sideline. John Henderson will take his spot in the lineup. Henderson, a very big and athletic presence in that front court for Lynchburg, especially with that second unit. Off the inbound, Pearson Young, a quick 16-foot fadeaway jump shot, hit the side of the backboard. A scrum for the rebound taken by the Maroons. They head the other way and throw down a jam. 9 unanswered points. Roanoke out in front, 9-4, 15:21 to go here in the first half on LHSN. And we welcome you back into the Salem Civic Center. 9-4, Roanoke out in front of the Hornets. Lynchburg opened up with 4 points. Roanoke with a quick response with 9 unanswered of their own. Tyler Buggs into the contest, dribble handoff at the top of the key for Michael Gray. He dishes to the other side of the floor for Jake Hart. Lost his dribble, it was poked away, out of bounds. Last touched by a white jersey. Roanoke's in white, I should preface with that. Roanoke in the all whites with maroon numbers and trim. Lynchburg in their black uniforms with white numbers and red trim. Jake Hart inbound, Michael Gray in the far corner. He'll bring it up to the nail. Step back jumper from 18 feet. Book it. Michael Gray with his first basket of the afternoon. He had 31, a career high in the last game. 9-6, Roanoke out in front. 14:45 to go here in the first half. McClary with it on the near side wing. Dribbling with his left to the center of the floor, right into the chest of Hart, and it's an offensive foul. What a heads-up play by Hart to set the charge and have phenomenal defensive positioning. Second team foul of the contest on Roanoke. 9-6, Lynchburg trailing with possession. 14:38 to go here in the first half. Not a whole lot of time to breathe. 14:33, Hart across midcourt. Now Buggs, a dribble handoff for Pearson Young. Action for Mike Gray, not open. Great defense by Marcus Morgan. Now Pearson Young got some daylight, near side wing, air ball, missed everything. Shaking his head on his way back to the backcourt. An uncharacteristic shot right there from Pearson Young. Now Roanoke brings it across the timeline. 14:10 to go on the game clock, trailing by 3. Roanoke feeds it to the big man down low in Joshua Morse. Can't lose it. Ball gets poked away. Mike Gray out in transition, up off the glass and in for his 4th points of the afternoon. Michael Gray with a great start today. Picking up right where he left off against Hampton-Sydney. Marcus Morgan on the inside, goes up strong and puts it through. The Maroons back in front by 4. Jake Hart takes a high screen from Henderson, drives in with the left, guarded by Gaither, turns back, floater's no good. Rebound falls to McClary. O'Malley and Buggs got tangled up underneath the basket. It'll be a foul called on Buggs, so early foul trouble from the Lynchburg front court. Jamarcus Brown already on the sideline with 2. Tyler Buggs, who took his spot, earns his first of the afternoon. Lynchburg with a total of 3 team fouls from those 2. Pearson Young heads to the sideline. He'll take his seat on the bench. Eli Thomas takes his place in an official timeout here at the under 14. 13:20 to go. Roanoke out in front, 11-8 here on LHSN. Dishes up top, Marcus Morgan. And a foul away from the ball. Is this one Tyler Buggs again? Yes, it is. Tyler Buggs with 2 fouls, who took the place of Jamarcus Brown with 2 fouls. The front court in an early foul trouble. Nobody else for Lynchburg has received a foul. Jonathan Faust checks back into the game. So it's Jake Hart, Michael Gray, Jonathan Faust, John Henderson, and Eli Thomas into the contest for the Hornets. Inbound underneath the basket. McClary throws it in, kicked away by Jake Hart, right back out of bounds. We'll try this one more time. Inbound to Bell, an alley-oop lay-in, no good. Hart trying to advance it quickly to Jonathan Faust. Those 2 couldn't hook up. It was poked away, but Jonathan Faust got a fingertip on it, trying to keep it in bounds, but couldn't reel it in. Trickles out of play. And Roanoke with possession once again. 11-8, 12:50 to go here in the first half. Bell with possession, dribble handoff. It's Ryan Truitt. Outside, Bell once again drives in, rises up over Faust, no good. Mr. Windex right there to clean it up. Elijah Thomas with his first rebound of the afternoon. Jake Hart across the timeline, guarded by Marcus Morgan. Underneath to the short corner for Faust. Back up top, straightaway three. John Henderson buries it from beyond the arc, and Lynchburg knots us up at 11. 12:15 to go here in the first half. The 7th seed Hornets looking for their second upset of the tournament. Dish down low. It's Gavin O'Malley working on Faust at the low block. Rises up, and an offensive foul was called on O'Malley. Yes. And a technical foul. Still no announcement on who it's called on. Wow, Jake Hart tabbed with a tech. So Joshua Morse, an 82% free throw shooter, will step to the charity stripe in a chance to reclaim the lead here with 12 minutes to go in the first half. Joshua Force, a senior forward out of Charlottesville, Virginia. A guy that took a big leap in production last season as he averaged 11 points per game. He's been a rotational guy ever since he showed up for Roanoke, a very talented player. Gives him the lead by knocking in the front end. 12-11, Roanoke out in front. Second free throw is up and in. Joshua Morse knocks them both down. Lynchburg will take over possession after the foul call. Pearson Young across the timeline, dishes in the corner, Eli Thomas. Back up top, Michael Gray at the top of the perimeter, guarded by Truitt. On him like bark on a tree. Faust with a high screen to try and give him some separation. Drives in with the left hand, rises up, banks it home. Michael Gray with his 6th point of the afternoon. Now Truitt on the other end, guarded by Gray, trying to force him to the baseline. Turns back, kicks in the corner, Bell, sharpshooter, knocks it down. That's the man that hit the game winner against Lynchburg on their home floor. 16-13, 11-10 to go on the game clock. Pearson Young drives in with the left hand, stops on a dime, back up top, foul straightaway three, no good, hits the left part of the iron. That's a shot he's really been trying to add to his repertoire. Hasn't found much success with it this year, just 1 3-pointer made on the season. McClary on the far wing, guarded by Pearson Young. Dishes down low, what a feed, Truitt up and in off the backdoor cut. Squeaks it past the outreached arms of Jonathan Faust, and it's an 18-13 lead with 10.5 to go, approaching the midway mark of the first half. Pearson Young dishes to Jonathan Faust. Now kicks for Eli Thomas in the near side corner. Faust once again, straightaway three. Money! Jonathan Faust, his second made three of the season, and it comes in the ODAC semifinal. Back down to a 2-point ball game. 18-16, 10-15 to go on the game clock. McClary met at half court by Pearson Young. Now dishes Truitt. 1-3-1 zone once again from Lynchburg. They try to go to the alley-oop to Bell. Faust broke it up, but Roanoke stuck with it. An offensive rebound, if you will. I mean, it was just a reception off the tip. It was Porter Stanley that brought it in, immediately fouled. It was called on Eli Thomas for his first of the game, the team's 6th foul. Early foul trouble from Lynchburg. A lot of it coming from that front court. And obviously a technical in there as well. 18-16, 20 on the shot clock after it resets after the foul. Midway mark here in the first half. Inbound underneath to Morse, lost the handle. Which way is it going? They say Lynchburg ball. Heads up play there from the Hornets to poke that one away, and luckily hit off the leg of Joshua Morse. I will say normally we're a neutral broadcast, but with a neutral broadcast being sponsored by the ODAC, this is the Hornets. 18-16, Your Lynchburg Hornets trailing by 2. Jake Hart dishes over. Pierce dishes over for Morse. Morse being harassed on the perimeter by John Henderson. He gets it out of his hands to Marcus Morgan. Morgan now opposite side of the floor, and Patrick Clevenger expanding his range, buries it from deep. 21-16, 9:20 to go here in the first half. John Henderson, top of the perimeter. Kicks over for Jake Hart. Hart now slashing inside, corkscrewing around, spinning back, and it's a floater that falls through the bottom of the nylon. Jake Hart with a big-time bucket. His first points of the afternoon. Full timeout taken by the Hornets. It's been a fun, action-packed opening 11 minutes here from Salem. If you missed the first game of today, Randolph making the #1 overall seed, the team that was 4th in the national poll that hadn't lost a game all season long, lost to the #5 seeded Guilford Quakers. Guilford also with a big-time road win in their first game of the tournament, taking down the 4th seeded Virginia Wesleyan Marlins, who are a very, very exceptionally strong defensive team. And then they faced another really strong defensive team with Randolph-Macon, but seemingly no problems with it. Guilford on their way to championship Sunday. Both of these teams in Roanoke and Lynchburg trying to punch their ticket for a date with the Quakers. When they faced off earlier this year, Lynchburg was up by 11 with 45 seconds remaining. They were up by 10 with 37 seconds remaining. Roanoke playing the foul game early, walked away with a victory. It was a walk-off three-pointer made by Jackson Bell, the sophomore guard out of Roswell, Georgia. And he's a guy that can really score in bunches, and once he gets hot, he can hit him in a flurry. He had a big-time leap in production from his freshman to his sophomore season. Had 2.1 minutes per game a season ago, and now a guy that's scoring in double digits for the Maroons. A very, very talented sharpshooter. As I mentioned, has already knocked in 1 triple here today. 21-18, Lynchburg trailing to the 3rd seed Roanoke Maroons with 9:08 to go here in the first half. That concludes the full timeout. Roanoke with possession. On the floor for the Hornets, it's Pearson Young, Jake Hart, Jonathan Faust, John Henderson, and Cole Calloway checking in for the first time today. Inbound to Caleb Franze. McClary in the corner for Marcus Morgan. Flips to the opposite side for Clevenger in the opposite corner. Swung around the horn. Clevenger once again with the possession, driving into the baseline. Kicks out to McClary, who filled his spot. Back up top, Franze. No good. Off the back iron on the three-point attempt. Jake Hart with a long rebound on the defensive side. Pearson Young gets it in the corner. Drives in, has it stripped away. Watch your pockets. Driving in, McClary finishes through contact. No whistle, but a whole lot of physical play on that one. A great contest from Faust, but an even better finish from the first team All-ODAC selection. 23-18, Roanoke out in front. Jake Hart weaving through traffic, dishes down low for Faust, lost the handle momentarily. Calloway tries to stroke a three, but McClary got a piece of it. I mean, McClary is certainly a strong offensive talent, but he might even be better on the defensive side. Dish down under low, poked away by Henderson. McClary gets dirty on the deck, picks up the loose ball. Clevenger drives inside, kicks out for Truitt. Now McClary once again gets it on the near side corner. McClary with 10 on the shot clock, backing down Calloway. Kicks up straightaway three, and this time Franze buries it. The freshman guard out of Baltimore, Maryland connects, and now it's an 8-point advantage. 26-18, 7:39 to go here in the first half. Jake Hart will walk it across half court. Guarded by Caleb Franze. Pearson Young kicks over. Hart drives in, lost the handle on the spin move. McClary comes away with it. 2-on-1 break. Rises over Pearson Young. Can't get the bucket, but he earns the call. That'll be the first on Pearson Young, the 7th team foul. So bonus the rest of the way through the next 7 minutes and 17 seconds for the Maroons. And 2 free throw attempts right here for McClary. McClary, a strong free throw shooter, hovering around 70% this season. McClary's first attempt is up and in, nothing but nylon. 27-18, Mike Gray returns to the ball game. He'll take this spot at Pearson Young. Right now, Roanoke just dominating the rebound category, 14-7. 4 of those coming on the offensive end. No offensive rebounds for Lynchburg. Second free throw attempt, up and through. 2 for 2 from the line. A solid day free throw shooting wise for Roanoke. 6 for 6 from the line. Jake Hart brings it across midcourt with 7 on the game clock. A 10-point ball game. Lynchburg trailing, looking for offense, but another turnover. This time it's ripped away by the big man in Gavin O'Malley. Now McClary driving baseline, turns back the other way. McClary underneath for O'Malley. A beautiful dish on the backdoor cut by Marcus Morgan, and things are getting out of hand. Hillary Scott wants to take timeout. The Roanoke faithful coming alive here. Feels like a home game. 30-18, Lynchburg trailing. I'll step aside here on LHSN.
Hot. I'll warn you.
Howdy, welcome back into the Salem Civic Center. Joe Brennan here on behalf of LHSN. 30-18, the Roanoke Maroons, the 3rd seed in the ODAC tournament, out in front of the 7th seed Lynchburg Hornets. Lynchburg down by a dozen, just under 7 minutes to go. It's been a hot start for Patrick Clevenger and Joshua McClary. Those two combine for 16 of the 30 points, each with 8 apiece. Mike Gray leading the charge for Lynchburg with 6 on 3 of 5 shooting from the floor. Jonathan Faust right behind him with 5. Jake Hart across the timeline, takes a high screen from Jonathan Faust, another from Tyler Buggs. Stops at the top of the perimeter, looks for a curling Mike Gray, rises, no hesitation, cold-blooded Michael Gray picking up right where he left off. 21-30 after the triple from Michael Gray. Clevenger dishes in the corner for Joshua McClary, opposite side of the floor. Franze once again buries his second 3 of the afternoon. Somebody's got a sign that says again, period. Seems appropriate. 33-21, 6:09 left to be played. Jake Hart on the far side wing. Underneath at the short corner for Mike Gray, backing down Morgan, fading away. Oh my goodness, Kobe-esque, silky smooth. It's like butter from 6 feet or 8 feet from Michael Gray. Brings the deficit back down to 10, 33-23, 5:45 to go. Franze with possession. He's thought about another 3. Now dishes over Marcus Morgan. Has it poked away from Josh Hart. Got him in a straitjacket. Beautiful defense from the sophomore guard. Poked out of bounds. Last touch by Hart. 14 on the shot clock. 5:40 on the game clock. 7 fouls for Lynchburg. Something to be mindful of. Roanoke in the bonus the rest of the first half. McClary takes the inbound. And a high screen from O'Malley, but in an illegal screen. Hadn't had his feet set. I don't know about that one. Nevertheless, Lynchburg will take the break. 23-33 after O'Malley's second personal foul. Joshua Morse, the senior forward out of Charlottesville, will take his spot. O'Malley really the only guy that's in foul trouble for the Maroons. You got to remember that Buggs and Brown both have 2 fouls for Lynchburg. Buggs is back into the game with those pair of fouls. Faust, top of the key. Kicks over for Callaway. Right back over to Faust. He'll try his third three. Rattles out. He said those threes were feeling good. Here comes Roanoke in transition. Morse giving me no time to breathe. The reverse layup up and in. Maroons back out in front by a dozen. 35-23, just under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Hard across midcourt. Now for Michael Gray. Feeds his friend in Faust right back to him. Mike Gray orchestrating the offense. Oh my goodness, pulling it from 30 feet. Michael Gray, you've got to be kidding me. Michael Gray with a three that was good from the Hill City. 35-26, 4.5 to go here in the first half. Franze with his third three attempt. This one rattles off the back of the iron. Jonathan Faust skies high for the rebound. Hart in transition, dishes Buggs. He's tied up, and a jump ball. Possession arrow with the Maroons. And a pair of substitutions now for Lynchburg. The freshman Van Nellison enters the contest in place of Buggs. Pearson Young takes the spot of Cole Callaway. Hart, Callaway, Young. No, pardon me. Let me restart. Hart, Young, Nellison, Faust, Gray into the ball game for Lynchburg. 4:11 to go here in the first half. Foul was called 30 feet away from the basket. Pearson Young with physical defense, and the officials didn't like it. So now 1-1 here for the freshman guard out of Baltimore, Maryland. 35-26, Lynchburg trailing, 4:08 on the game clock. Franze at the stripe, 1-1. Sunk it. Lead back up to double figures after Franze gets his 7th points of the afternoon, 7 for 7. He's number 7, I should preface with that. He's not 7 of 7 from the floor. Franze once again gets it to fall. Lead back up to 11, 4:08 to go here in the first half. Jake Hart will bring it across half court. Takes a screen to the right side from Nellison, now kicks underneath, and Jonathan Faust right through 2 defenders, splits the difference, and banks it off the glass for the deuce. 37-28, 3:45 to go. Faust pokes it away. Now Morse recorrals it. Once again, Faust is all over him like white on rice. Gets the steal. Hart across midcourt. Kicks underneath for Thomas. Slippery fingers slip right through his hands, out of bounds. And a quick turnover by Lynchburg. – 37-28, Lynchburg trailing. 3:38 to go here in the first half. Clayton Gaither back into the contest, the sophomore guard out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He had a big game earlier on this season, scoring 20 points against W&L. Shot 8 of 10 from the floor, including 4 3-pointers. Truitt across midcourt. Clevenger trying another three and converting once again. And the crowd goes wild here in Salem. 40-28. Maroons up by a dozen. 3:15 to go. Hart finds Gray. Gray on the far wing takes his screen from Faust, trying to run a little two-man game. Miscommunication. Faust went to pop. Gray thought he was going to roll. out of bounds. Roanoke takes over possession 40-28, 3:07 on the game clock here in the first half. Patrick Clevenger dishes over for Ryan Truitt. Step back, keeps the dribble. Harassed by Michael Gray, no whistle call. They'll play on, 15 on the shot clock. Marcus Morgan trying to drive through traffic. Corkscrewing his way inside. Dishes out, gather, underneath. Clock shots running. Morse, drop step, fade away. Oh my goodness, what a shot. Largest lead of the afternoon, Roanoke 42, Lynchburg 28. 2.5 to go in the first half. Roanoke with the most points per game in the conference, scoring over 83 per contest. They've shown it here in the first half. Underneath for Faust. He pulls up from 14 off the back of the rim. Rebound bounces around into the arms of Jake Hart, but Joshua Morris on his tail, a trailing steal. Now Roanoke the other way. Marcus Morgan heads to the baseline. Got a step through contact, lost his dribble, but able to repossess it after Eli Thomas poked it away. Clevenger kicks for Morse at the top of the key. Now a dribble handoff for Ryan Truitt. He heads for the corner, retreats, heads back inside, driving into the lane, dishes outside. Three-point attempt no good. Michael Gray the defensive rebound after Clayton Gaither couldn't put it through. 1:38 to go here in the first half. Lynchburg trailing by 14, 42-28. Michael Gray working on Marcus Morgan. Double team comes from Clevenger. Van Ellison left open. Now Hart left open in the corner after the help came. Oh, he hit it off the top corner of the backboard from the near side corner. Rebound to Marcus Morgan. 1:17 on the game clock. 42-28. Lynchburg trails. Ryan Truitt for Marcus Morgan. Now Ryan Truitt once again on the near side wing. Top of the key. Now Marcus Morgan the opposite side of the floor, working on Hart. High post, now driving in with the right hand, no good, but got the whistle. Jake Hart tapped with a foul, his second of the contest. Lynchburg's 9th team foul here in the first half. Nevertheless, he came on the shot. So 2 here for Marcus Morgan. Oh, he airballed the first one. Oh, my goodness. That's the first one I've seen all year. And Marcus Morgan is a strong free throw shooter. 63%. Fans certainly cheering him on here. You got a little bit of a home court advantage with Roanoke being the closest school down the road. Nevertheless, Lynchburg faithful still in attendance. Second free throw is up and in. Largest lead of the day up at 15, 43-28, 50 on the game clock. We'll see if Lynchburg goes 2 for 1 in this spot. 43-28. Faust, top of the key. Dishes over for a slashing Eli Thomas, who rises up and puts it through. 30-43, a 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Underneath, Bell wide open on the doorstep. Eli Thomas got hung up on the curl. On the screen, I should say. Shot clock turned off. 15 to go here on the game clock. Lynchburg trailing 45-30. What do the Hornets have in store for the final possession? At 8, at 7, Michael Gray for Faust. His 4th three. No good. Hart right there on the baseline for the offensive rebound. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. So the foul was on Jackson Bell. 1.7 on the game clock. Lynchburg is not in the bonus. Only 5 team fouls here in the first half. Buggs re-enters the contest for Van Nellison. Joshua Morse checks into the game for Bell. Jake Hart will inbound underneath Roanoke's basket with 1.7. Enough time for one shot. Hart feeds Gray. Near side corner, rises from 3. No good, off the front of the rim and over the backboard. 45-30 through an explosive first half for the Roanoke offense. A team that leads the conference in scoring, showing why here when it matters most in the ODAC semifinal. I'll step aside for our intermission. Lynchburg down by 15. And we welcome you back into the Salem Civic Center. Lynchburg trailing 45-15 as the number 7 seed trying to pull off another upset against the 3rd-seeded Roanoke Maroons. Lynchburg coming off a 6-point win over the 2nd-seeded Hampton-Sydney. The first top 10 win against a ranked national opponent since it became an available stat in 1990 for the Hornets. Lynchburg has a mountain to climb here in the second half, trailing by 15 against a team that they played very, very well at home earlier this year, despite the result. It was a 1-point loss on a buzzer beater made by Jackson Bell. Tonight, or this afternoon rather, Bell with 5 points, but Clevenger leading the way for the Maroons with 11. Mike Gray gets us started here in the second half. Jake Hart around a curl on the opposite side of the floor. Hart, a backdoor cut, driving in, fouled on the layup attempt. It'll be 2 shots at the charity stripe. Foul awarded to Clevenger. That is his second. Mike Gray heads to the free throw line. 19:51 on the game clock. Gray's first attempt is up and through. In the first half, Roanoke controlling the battle on the glass 16-10. Offensive rebounds 4-1 in Roanoke's favor as well. Lynchburg winning the turnover margin as Mike Gray knocks in the second free throw. 11-7. O'Malley at the nail. Dribble handoff for McClary. They have difficulty with the exchange, but still able to get a hold of it. Back up, around the horn. McClary, a three-pointer, no good. Jamarcus Brown back in the game for the first time since 16 minutes to go in the first half. He picked up 2 quick early fouls. Mike Gray pulls a 3. Cold-blooded Michael Gray from distance. Mike Gray, 3 of 6 from the perimeter. 7 of 10 from the floor. 19 points for the sophomore guard out of Maryland. Bell had it poked away. Mike Gray with his steal. Now Mike Gray in transition, missed the lay-in. Jonathan Faust there to clean it up, count it, and the foul. What a day it's been for Jonathan Faust, now with 9 points. A chance to reach double figures here at the line. Bell tagged with his second foul of the afternoon. They'll bring in Clayton Gather to take his spot. 45-37. Lynchburg trailing. Faust missed the free throw. Just under 19 minutes to go in the ball game. Marcus Morgan across midcourt, guarded by Pearson Young. Drives it to the corner, now in the short corner, kicks up top for McClary. Steps back at the elbow, pulls through and flips up a shot, just trying to draw a foul, and he gets it. It's called on Hart for his 3rd of the afternoon. But no sign of Lynchburg turning to the bench as their maestro stays in the contest. Jake Hart, 2 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds today, but also 5 turnovers. McClary rattles the first one in. Hart finished the season as the ODAC assist leader, just under 5 a contest. McClary was right behind him in second with 4.7. Got them both at the stripe. 9 for 10 before that free throw attempt. Now 10 of 11 on the afternoon. Maroons back up by double figures, 47-37, 18:30 to go. Pearson Young curling around at the elbow. Pearson Young cans it from 15 feet. His second basket of the ball game, 2 of 7 from the floor. Marcus Morgan for Gavin O'Malley. Top of the key. Dribbles to the elbow. Clevenger hesitates. Drives in, kicks over. Marcus Morgan rises from 10 with a floater. Kisses it off the glass for the deuce. 49-39, 18 minutes to go. Hart Picked up his dribble looking for help, has Mike Gray, pardon me. Gray drives, stops on a dime, pull-up jumper, no good, off the front of the iron. The Maroons looking to go in transition. McClary, his layup's no good. Great contest from Jonathan Faust. Now Pearson Young gathers the rebound, heads the other way, drives in with a right hand. He's stopped. Great defense right there from Gaither. Now Hart will reset with 16 on the shot clock. Hart for Jamarcus. Driving in with a left, through contact, no whistle, a late one. It's a block. Called against Clevenger. That'll be his third. The leading scorer for Roanoke now with 3 fouls. Clevenger has 11, 9 of which have come from beyond the arc. Jamarcus Brown knocks in the first free throw. He's gotten a whole lot better at shooting free throws as this season has gone along. Shot 7 of 10 from the free throw line in their last game against Hampton-Sydney, and that was really a difference maker. I mean, free throw percentage has been an area of concern for Lynchburg this year. Jamarcus Brown shooting 53% from the line, misses the second one, fouls the offensive rebound, and a foul called on Roanoke once again. So that one's on Gavin O'Malley, his third, both big men with 3 fouls. The 4th team foul on the floor. Lynchburg inbounds to Jamarcus Brown. They feed Mike Gray. Air ball. Faust, offensive rebound, goes up. No whistle. A lot of contact. Hillary Scott thought they earned it. A tie-up and a foul. A foul was called on Faust. Faust was fighting for a jump ball. Possession arrow with Lynchburg. Or no, with Roanoke, but still trying to fight for it. Instead, he's tacked with a foul. Faust with his first of the contest. Lynchburg's second here in the second half. 17 minutes to go. Maroons up by 9. They've led by as many as 15. They held that at the intermission. In the corner, a 3-point basket drilled from the big fella and Jonathan Morse. Joshua Morse, the 6'7 senior, cans a triple, leads back up to a dozen. Pearson Young tries to respond to 3 of his own, no good. And falls out of bounds. 52-40, 16:42 on the game clock. Roanoke with possession. McClary across midcourt. Finds O'Malley, right over to Morse. Right back for McClary at the top of the key. Drives in with the right hand, dishes underneath for a cutting Clayton Gaither, who rises up and puts it through. 54-40, Roanoke got in front. Hart runs the 2-man game with Brown, nothing on the roll. Feeds Jonathan Faust at the top of the key. He gives it up Pearson Young. Back over to Hart. Hart drives in with the right, dishes out for Gray. Extra pass, Pearson Young working on the big fella in Morse. Step back, triple on the way, book it. Pearson Young from distance buries the 3-pointer. 54-43, Roanoke leads. O'Malley, top of the key, dribble handoff for Clayton Gaither. He works towards the corner. Back up to the free throw line for O'Malley. Now Morse tries. High post, backing down Gray. Kicks over, near side angle 3, no good from Clayton Gaither. Pearson Young the rebound, outlet pass Mike Gray. Thought about a 3, pump fake, drive in, step back, spins around, puts it up, no good off the front of the rim. And a foul was called on O'Malley. That's going to be his 4th. Sent Jamarcus Brown to the deck. The Roanoke fans in attendance very unhappy with the call. That's also the 5th team foul with 15:19 to go. O'Malley heads to the sideline. Porter Stanley, the 6'10" forward out of Columbia, South Carolina, comes in. Hart to inbound. And a turnover. Marcus Morgan read it like a book. Clayton Gaither in the corner, far side of the court, off the front of the iron. Sky-high rebound from Brown. Hart for Young. Right back to Hart. Fouls calling for it on the low block. They can't get him. Great defense by Porter Stanley. Now Hart calls for a high screen from Faust. Takes it heading left. Dishes Brown. He tries a deep three. Jamarcus Brown from downtown. Leads back down to 8, 54-46 after the bucket from Brown. Porter Stanley tries a three, no good. Rebound to Faust. Michael Gray out and running across midcourt. Hart. Into Brown at the corner on the near side of the floor. Working on Stanley, lost his footing. It's going to be a travel. Another turnover by the Hornets. Mike Gray heads to the sideline. Eli Thomas will take his spot, and that'll take us to the first media timeout. 14:22 on the game clock. Hornets trailing by 8.
30-second timeout. Roanoke becomes an official timeout.
Welcome back into Salem Civic Center. 54-46, the Maroons out in front. Michael Gray leads the way for Lynchburg with 19 points. 7 of 14 from the floor, 3 of 7 from deep. It's been scoring by committee for Roanoke. Patrick Clevenger leads the way with 11. McClary right behind him in double figures with 10. Maroons across midcourt. Gaither drives in with the left, lost the handle. Last touched out of bounds by Gaither, no. They'll say it was last touch by Thomas. 17 on the shot clock, 14:09 on the game clock. McClary to inbound for the Maroons on the baseline. McClary gets it right back after he inbounds to Stanley. They feed Stanley once again in the short corner, working on Jamarcus Brown. Stanley rejected at the mountaintop. Jamarcus Brown said, "Meet me at the crest." Hart weaving his way through traffic, and a blocking foul was called. That'll be the 6th team foul rather, on the Maroons. Lynchburg will be in the bonus moving forward for the final 14 minutes of play. The foul was called on Ryan Truitt. That's his first personal. It's called on the shot, so 2 free throws here for the sophomore guard in Hart. Lynchburg trailing by 8. Hart's free throw is good. Bounced off the inside of the iron about 7 times before that one decided to drop through the nylon. Lead cut to 7. Hart, no good. Hung on the front of the rim, then popped out. 54-47, Roanoke out in front. McClary across midcourt, harassed by Hart. And stripped away by Jamarcus Brown. Jamarcus lost the dribble. Truitt poked it away. And last touch by Brown. What a defensive play from the freshman guard. I mean, that's not easy, keeping up with a track and field player and Jamarcus. He's got some wheels. You got to tip your cap to Truitt. Nevertheless, 54-47, 13 and a half to go. Morse, top of the key. Gives it up, Clevenger. Clevenger inside, spinning back in the lane, no good, but a foul was called late. Jonathan Faust, arms in the air. He doesn't agree with it. Oh, rather they gave it to Eli Thomas. He's also confused. His second personal, team's third. It'll be 2 shots for the big fella in Patrick Clevenger. First free throw is up and in. Nothing but nylon. 55-47. Henderson and Mike Gray back into the game. 3 forwards in for Lynchburg. Henderson, Thomas, and Brown. Backcourt of Gray and Hart. Second free throw left short. Rebound to Lynchburg. 55-47. 13-15 to go. Mike Gray, near side wing. Entry pass Brown, rises up through traffic. No good, has the follow. Tips it up and in for 2 points. Leads back down to 6, 55-47. A great second half start for Lynchburg. Under 13 minutes to go. McClary, near side corner, guarded by Thomas, rises for 3, rolls around the iron and pops out. Rebound to Henderson, Hart the other way. Hart underneath. Is this a foul? They got a whistle, a stoppage in play. Looks to be the case. It's called on Morse, his first personal. McClary heads to the sideline. Marcus Morgan takes his spot. And Jamarcus Brown back to the charity stripe. He's 1 of 2 on the afternoon here with a 1-and-1 opportunity with 12:42 to go. 55-49 Maroons. First free throw, Cash. I mean, Brown has seriously seen improvements from the free throw line. And that's something that you're going to see in terms of time. This guy was a very raw prospect coming out of high school, and he has developed more and more as the season has gone along. Missed the tail end of the 1-and-1. So 55-50, Roanoke out in front with 12 and a half to go. Franze drives in. Acrobatic finish, no good. A toilet bowl roll around the rim. Eli Thomas heads the other way. Mike Gray, straightaway 3. Got it! Michael Gray doing what he does best. Putting the ball in the bottom of the iron. Back down to a 2-point game. Hornets back into the contest. Marcus Morgan calling for help. Feeds over Ryan Truitt. Now in the corner for Franze. Dishes underneath for Morse, guarded by Brown. High post. Backing him down. Meets him at the mountaintop once again, and a foul was called on Ryan Truitt as him and Hart were both hustling for the loose ball. That is the 8th team foul. There's still 12 minutes to go. So 1-and-1 now for Lynchburg and a chance to tie up the ball game right here. They were down by 15 at the intermission. Now 9 minutes into the second half, Lynchburg with an opportunity to tie us back up. Hart got the first one. 1-point game. What a start to the second half. Whatever Hillary Scott said in the locker room, I need injected into my veins. Second free throw rattles in. We're all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. 55-55. $11:50 to go. Across midcourt is Franze. Dishes over Marcus Morgan on the far side wing. Top of the key for Joshua Morse. He dishes now to Caleb Franze. Back over Clevenger. On the far side, Truitt. Driving into the inside of the lane. Rises up over Henderson. Left it short. John with a rebound. Hornets head the other direction. Pearson Young across midcourt. Guarded by Marcus Morgan. Flips other side. Eli Thomas pump fake in the corner. Now plays back out for John Henderson. Mike Gray calling for it. They're on him like white on rice. Pearson Young guarded by Morgan. Takes his screen from Henderson. 5 on the shot clock. Heaves something up, but it was ripped away by Morgan. Henderson trailing and fouls him. And one. Marcus Morgan with a big-time bucket. The Maroons back out in front by 2 and a chance to make it 3. 57-55, 11:02 on the game clock. A host of substitutions back in for the Maroons. Trying to get their first team starters back on the floor. O'Malley, Bell, and McClary. Inside, returning into the contest alongside Clevenger and Morgan. Brown, Henderson, Gray, Thomas, and Young in for Lynchburg. Free throw pops up off the back of the rim and into the arms of Lynchburg's Eli Thomas. 2-point ball game, under 11 minutes to go. Pearson Young will bring it across the timeline. Jamarcus Brown, top of the key. Dishes over Pearson Young on the dribble handoff. Now Thomas in the corner, near side for Henderson. Attacking Clevenger right into the paint. Flips it up and in. Henderson ties us back up at 57 apiece. 10:30 to go. McClary on the far wing. Takes the screen from O'Malley. Splits 2 defenders, drives inside. And a blocking foul was called on Eli Thomas. Count it and the foul. I mean, that's Thomas's third. I really thought that was going to be a charge. Nevertheless, another and one opportunity for the Maroons. This time it's McClary. Tied for the leader in points with 12 alongside Clevenger. Now he's out in front with 13 after the made free throw, converting on the and one opportunity. 60-59, 10:22 to go. Who doesn't love March? Hart to Brown, right back to him. Now Gray on the far side corner. Rises from 3, Hart left it short. Pearson Young and Jamarcus fighting for the rebound. Brown comes up with it, misses the shot. Henderson's right there. Henderson gets the follow. Banked it home for 2. 59-60, under 10 minutes to go. Marcus Morgan, far side wing. Gets the switch on to Henderson. Now Clevenger, straightaway 3, no good. Rebound to Michael Gray. Hart wants to push. Now he'll slow. Lynchburg with a chance to take the lead, trailing by 1. Entry pass to Henderson was poked away by Clevenger. They'll say last touched by Henderson, though, as he tried to save it and keep it in play. And that will take us to immediate timeout. What a game we have on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. A 3-point affair in the game that preceded this one. And another chance for a team that did not host a first-round game in the ODAC playoffs to head to Championship Sunday. Hornets down by 1, 9:34 to go here from the Salem Civic Center. 3/4 of the way there. 10 minutes to go here from the Salem Civic Center. Lynchburg trailing by 1, 60-59. It was a 15-point bowl game at the half. 45-30, Lynchburg trailed. They've almost already matched their total from the first half with 29 points to Roanoke's 15. Joshua Morris at the top of the key takes his screen from McClary. Now Clevenger tries a three off the back of the rim. A fight for the rebound won by Roanoke. Now on the floor, a fight for the loose ball. Possession arrow with the Maroons. So they'll hold on to it. That shot clock will not reset. 16 seconds, 9:14 on the game clock. McClary to inbound underneath the Lynchburg basket. Some shoving underneath between Bell and Gray. 5-on-5 crime. They both were the number 5, if you didn't know. McClary up top, Clevenger. Gives it up to Morgan in the near side corner. He brings it up to the wing, working on Hart. Spins back, Clevenger reverses the floor. Bell got the baseline, rises up strong, no good. Marcus Morgan, weak side rebound and second chance points for the Maroons. 62-59, under 9 minutes to go. Henderson tries to feed it down low to Faust. It was kicked away by Clevenger. So shot clock resets to 20. Caleb Franze into the game for Jackson Bell for Roanoke. Inbound Michael Gray drives inside, rises through contact, no good, no whistle. Rebound Roanoke, Patrick Clevenger pulls it away. Outlet pass Franze. Now McClary in the far side corner. Underneath Joshua Morris, this 6'7" man matched up with Hart, but he comes away with a steal. Now Pearson Young trying to go coast to coast. Had it poked away. He's saying I got hit in the back of the arm. That's why I lost it. Nevertheless, still off of Roanoke. And Lynchburg with possession. The Maroons have 18 fouls. Lynchburg's in the bonus the rest of the way. Approaching the double bonus, just 2 away from that. Hornets with 5 team fouls. And a timeout taken by the Hornets. 62-59, 8:26 on the game clock here on LHSN.
Roanoke has 3 full, Lynchburg has 2 full timeouts remaining.
The Lynchburg Hornets with a chance to advance to Championship Sunday. They came into the season ranked 10th in the ODAC preseason poll. Now trailing by 3 in the ODAC semifinal game with 8.5 to go. Lynchburg ball underneath the Roanoke basket. Trailing by 1 possession. Backdoor cut, Pearson Young. No good, he botched the layup. Got the follow and earned the foul. Slammed the floor. He wanted that to go both times. Nevertheless, heads to the charity stripe for 2 free throws. Following the next foul, Lynchburg's in the double bonus. We've got 8:23 left to go. Lynchburg has not led since 4-3 in this game. Pearson Young cuts into the deficit with the first free throw. Up to 8 points on the afternoon. Michael Gray leading the charge with 22. That leads all. Second free throw. Off the back of the rim. And a travel was called. Marcus Morgan climbed the ladder. John Henderson tried to poke it free. He held on to the basketball, but he hit the deck. Roanoke really unhappy with the call. They felt like it should have been a foul on Henderson. But he got all ball there. How much is Lynchburg paying you comes from the Roanoke sideline. And right there, Pearson Young off the curl on the inbound, drills a long two with a toe on the line, and we're tied up at 62 apiece. McClary on the elbow, guarded by Young. Rises up, left it short. Offensive rebound and another pair of second chance points for the big fella in Joshua Morse. He has dominated on the offensive glass here in the second half. 64-62. Pearson Young stops on a dime, pulls up. That one was blocked. Last touched out of bounds by Roanoke. They had it a chance to keep it in play, but Marcus Morgan was falling out of bounds as he reeled it in. So shot clock at 15. 7:44 on the game clock. Hornets down by a pair, 64-62. O'Malley back in the game for Roanoke in the place of Clevenger. And we're getting a stoppage here. I think they're going to be checking to see if this was out of bounds. Oh, no, so they're going back to see if Pearson Young's long two was actually a three. Well, I got a moment to catch my breath. Dead even rebound margin, both with 28 rebounds and 7 apiece on the offensive end. 14 assists for Roanoke, 13 for Lynchburg, 12 turnovers for Roanoke, 16 for the Hornets. 23 points off the bench for the Maroons compared to Lynchburg's 9. Hornets also with, so ruling is confirmed. It was a 2-point basket from Pearson. Roanoke doing a great job inside. 30 points in the paint to the Hornets 22, but Lynchburg has made some money from the perimeter. 8 threes today, shooting at a 38% clip. Jake Hart to inbound underneath the Roanoke basket with 15 on the clock. Game shot clock. Pearson Young gets the inbound. Pearson Young rises from 8, banks it in. Roanoke fans are really unhappy with the officiating. They're certainly in shock right now. Their 15-point lead at halftime has evaporated. 64-64, 7:20 to go. McClary on the near side wing, guarded by Young. Heads for the baseline, pull-up jumper, book it. Roanoke back out in front by 2. Full-length court pass for Pearson Young. Played it back, but threw it off the leg of O'Malley. That'll be Lynchburg basketball. So the Hornets evade a turnover. Jonathan Faust heads to the sideline. Jamarcus Brown takes his spot. Lynchburg will inbound on the far side of the baseline. Down by 2, 7:09 to go. Pearson Young wide open in the corner, but a foul was called on Jamarcus Brown, an illegal screen. That explains why he was wide open. Joshua McClary hit the floor and did so hard. He's got a left hand on his left hip. (66-64). Ooh. Roanoke out in front. Caleb Franze will bring it across midcourt. Gives it up for Morse at the top of the key. Now swings over for Marcus Morgan. Dribbles up to the top of the arc. Franze on the opposite side of the wing. Back up O'Malley. Kicks it once again. Franze pulls up. Quick trigger from 3. No good. Pearson Young pulls away the rebound. Gives it up for Hart. Slowly trots across half court. Heads to the left after the screen from Henderson. Popped on the screen. Straightaway 3. Air ball. Yikes. Roanoke basketball up by 2. 6:37 left to play in the ODAC semifinal. Marcus Morgan, near side wing, takes a screen from O'Malley. Heads to the key. Inside, banked it in. Maroons back out in front by 4. 6:21 to go. Jake Hart, guarded by Caleb Franze. Takes a screen from his left to Henderson. Once again, he pops. Gets it up top, this time not thinking about a triple. He drives inside, right hand through contact, no whistle, basket's good. Henderson brings it back to a 2-point game. 6 minutes left to be played. McClary, far side corner, backing down Gray. Spinning to the baseline, flips it up and in. There's a reason he's first team all ODAC. Maroons back out in front by 4. Same design for Lynchburg with a high screen from Henderson. Pops outside, his Hart drives in. He was harassed, hit the deck hard. That'll be the 10th team foul. Double bonus now as Hart will head to the charity stripe for 2 free throws. The 10th team foul on Roanoke, 6 for Lynchburg. Hart's first free throw is up and in. Now 4 for 5 from the charity stripe today. Joshua Morris heads back to the sideline. Patrick Clevenger replaces his spot. Hart missed the second. Henderson fights for the rebound, and they'll say a loose ball foul on Henderson. Now 1-and-1 for the Maroons. We've had 6 ties today and only 1 lead change. Lynchburg jumped out in front 4-3. And it was all Maroons. They cruised to a 15-point advantage in the first half. Lynchburg has battled back, outscoring the Maroons 37-25 here in the second half with 15-33, set of 1-and-1. First in for Gavin O'Malley. Leads up to 4. That's O'Malley's first point today. Porter Stanley, who only played 2 minutes, is now the only player that hasn't scored for Roanoke. As O'Malley buries the second, it's a 5-point lead for the Maroons. Lynchburg in big need of a bucket right here. 5.5, trailing by 5. Mike Gray inside, flipped it up, acrobatic lay-in, no good. Bell comes away with a rebound for the Maroons. McClary out and running in a foot race, had it stripped by Hart. What a defensive play, but he took it right back. Clevenger outside Bell, hesitated on a 3, now plays it out for McClary. Dish is over for Marcus Morgan, dribble handoff right back to McClary. He'll take it to the top of the 3. McClary dishes underneath O'Malley. Trying to go through Henderson, no good. Offensive rebound and a foul on the floor? So Henderson tagged with a foul. Roanoke with a little bit of momentum right here on a 5-0 run. Roanoke has made 4 of their last 5 field goal attempts. O'Malley right back to the free throw line where he just knocked in 2. 1-and-1. Got it. Leads back up to 6. .453 on the game clock. Lynchburg trailing by half a dozen. O'Malley with his second free throw attempt right here. Big fella left it short. Brown with a rebound. Michael Gray will bring it across midcourt. And, it looked like Hillary was going to call timeout. He's going to let him play. Hart, a 3, far side wing, book it! Cuts the deficit in half. 73 to 74.5 to go. Anyone's ball game. Bell, top of the perimeter, dishes over McClary, far side wing. Now Clevenger at the top of the arc. Jamarcus Brown ripped it away. A foul? You've got to be kidding me. Ninth team foul in Lynchburg. That'll be 1-and-1 for the Maroons. Faust heading for the scores table. He'll take the spot of Brown, who just picked up his 4th foul of the game. They're going to try and keep him for as long as they can, playing it safe with 4:21 to go. Big set of 1-and-1 right here for Clevenger. He's 3 of 4 from the line today. Swirls in the first attempt. Back to a 2-possession ball game, 74-70. Clevenger got them both. Inbound to Mike Gray. Walks the dog for a little bit before picking it up at midcourt. Gray fouled immediately by Clevenger. Now Roanoke doesn't agree with it, but you got Mike Gray down hard. You got Pearson Young down hard. You got 2 players on the deck. McClary tried to help them both up. The official said, please step away and let the athletic training staff come in. Pearson Young grimacing. Patrick Clevenger is now done for the day. That was his 5th and final foul. So O'Malley will take his spot. And O'Malley also has 4 fouls. Or no, pardon me. Yes. He has 4 fouls. For a second, I thought I was looking at Jamarcus. Both number 35s for Roanoke and Lynchburg have 4 fouls. So 2 shots here for Mike Gray. Trailing by 5, 75-70 with 4:14 to go. The Quakers still in attendance, waiting to see who they're going to face tomorrow.
Mike Gray at the line, shooting 2.
Mike Gray's first free throw attempt is good. Front of the rim, backboard, and through. Mike Gray 3 for 3 from the line this afternoon. 75-71, second attempt on the way, nylon. 3-point ball game with 4:14 to go. But if you're Lynchburg, you can't trade baskets. You've got to string together a few stops. Marcus Morgan, top of the key. Handoff in the far side corner for Morse. He gives it right back to Morgan. Heads for the baseline. Now posting up Hart. Driving inside and a foul called on Hart. I mean, it's getting ticky-tacky now. And that's Hart's 4th foul. But I don't think Scott's going to take him out. They're going to ride him as long as they can. And you send Marcus Morgan to the line, who's 1 for 3 from the charity stripe, a 63% free throw shooter. Actually airballed one earlier. 75-72. 2 free throws as the Maroons are now in the double bonus. Got the first one just barely over the front of the rim. Hit the back iron on the second attempt. 76-72, Lynchburg with possession, 3:45 on the clock. Mike Gray takes a screen from Faust. Now flips in the corner, Hart. Thought about a 3, then dished out. Now gets it right back in the corner. He'll put it up, buries it. Let him hear it, Jake Hart. 1-point ball game. 76-75, 3.5 to go. McClary brings it across midcourt. Guarded by Pearson Young on the far side. Crossover, inside, hop step, spinning his way through traffic. Last touch out of bounds by Roanoke. Lynchburg with possession, trailing by 1, 3:15 to go. Jamarcus Brown re-enters the ball game for Lynchburg. He has 4 fouls. He takes the spot of Faust. Mike Gray, Henderson, Pearson Young, Jamarcus Brown, and Jake Hart into the game for Lynchburg. Seems like Henderson's headed to the sideline. He must be bleeding or something because they're calling for the AT. Yeah, and she's bringing out cotton swabs or cotton balls. So we'll get a brief intermission. I think they get like a minute to try and clean things up. If they can't, he has to sub out. And they got to stop the bleeding before he can come back into the game. Seems like a good rule. 3:15 left to be played. Lynchburg with possession, down by 1. They haven't led since it was 4-3. The offense has erupted here in the second half, shooting 52% from the floor, 60% from 3. 45 points and counting here in the second half for Lynchburg. Henderson back into the game. He'll inbound underneath his own basket for Hart. And we resume action. Hart guarded by Bell. They get it to Mike Gray on the top of the arc. Now Pearson Young guarded by McCleary, over for Hart. Gets a screen from Henderson, heads towards the baseline. Plays it back out. Pearson Young, a fadeaway 3, no good. And Marcus Morgan for Roanoke, a rebound. 2:50 to go. Roanoke up by a point, 76-75. Morgan, far side wing, top of the key for O'Malley. Now McCleary driving baseline, goes up through contact, and another foul called on Lynchburg. This one's on Pearson Young. That is his third. And a pair of free throws once again for the Maroons. I mean, they have been to the free throw line time and time again here in the second half, especially as of late. They've had a total of 24 free throw attempts today. About to be 26. McCleary missed the first. Hit the front, hit the side, hit the back, hit the side, and hit out. Wow. A game of inches. And the biggest game of the year for both of these teams in the ODAC semifinal. A chance to play the 5th-seeded Guilford tomorrow. 2:40 to go. Second free throw up and out. Rattled out once again. 0 for 2 at the line. Uncharacteristic free throw trip there for McCleary. 2.5 minutes to go. Lynchburg down by 1. Mike Gray with the possession. In the corner for Hart. Great defense right here from Roanoke. Underneath for Jamarcus. Rises up. Puts it through. The Lynchburg Hornets are out in front for the first time since 4-3. 2:15 to go. McCleary will settle. Marcus Morgan kicks Gavin O'Malley, top of the key. Now McCleary once again. Mike Gray just went right through O'Malley. He wanted an illegal screen, but he bulldozed him. I mean, that is a unneeded foul from Mike Gray. That was a football move. I mean, he went right through the chest of the elevator screen. The officials are congregating. Let me see what's going on. They're debating a technical or common foul. Wow. There's 2:01 remaining. Regardless of what the foul is called, Roanoke will have a chance to retake the lead with 2 free throws. It'll be Gavin O'Malley at the line, who is 3 for 4 from the stripe today. That will be Michael Gray's second foul, so not in foul trouble there. But obviously, the possession is going to play a big factor, because if you're Lynchburg, you're down by 1 with the ball and a chance to retake the lead, or you're down by 1 and now Roanoke can make it potentially a 2-possession game. With just 2:01 remaining. I'd be surprised if this is a tech, but I mean, it was a hard foul. But Mike was just trying to get the illegal screen. I mean, he just jumped it. He ran so he could try and catch him when he wasn't ready. And O'Malley was there. It's the right call. It's just a matter of how intense they know it. I didn't go to referee school. I got my opinions, but I don't know if I'm right. And either way, what the call is, half of the people are going to be upset. Maybe not in this arena. Maybe like 20%. It really is a Roanoke home game. It'll be a common foul. So 2 free throws here for O'Malley. The biggest set of free throws so far tonight. A tightly contested ball game. O'Malley, first one is through. (77-77). O'Malley with a chance to reclaim the lead. Got it. Maroons up by 1. 2 minutes to go. Mike Gray met at midcourt by Marcus Morgan. Pulls up on a dime at the elbow. Left it short. McClary with possession. Guarded by Pearson Young. Every possession feels multiplied by 10 now. Bell, a 3, straight away. No good. Off the front of the rim. Gray threw it off of Marcus Morgan. Lynchburg ball. They were both full head of steam headed for that corner on the far side of the floor. Good heads-up play from Gray to throw it off of Morgan. 1:32 to go. Lynchburg down by 1 with the ball. Jake Hart picked up his dribble, looking for some help. Feeds Jamarcus. And a timeout taken by Hillary. 16 on the shot clock. Lynchburg has 1 timeout remaining. 3 timeouts for the Maroons. 78-77. I mean, you're looking at 4 more possessions in this game right now. If it goes the way we're expecting it to. Obviously, we could play the foul game if either one of these teams pulls away. But right now, it's the Maroons clinging on to a 1-point lead. What a second half it's been from Lynchburg. Outscored 30-45 in the first half. In the last 18 minutes and 42 seconds, Lynchburg has outscored the Maroons 47-33. Roanoke coming off a win over Ferrum. Lynchburg took down Hampton-Sydney in the quarterfinal. And Roanoke, obviously, you still have a chance for some life in the NCAA tournament if you can't get an automatic bid. Ranked in the top 25 right now, so you've got a good chance at the at-large bid if there aren't too many bid stealers. But, you know, there very much could be so one in the ODAC. Lynchburg playing for their season. I apologize if I lost you for a moment. The internet connection not doing so hot here in Salem Civic Center. Nevertheless, here's what you missed. A Lynchburg turnover off the inbound that Bell took the distance, laid it up and in for 2. gave Roanoke a 3-point lead. Right down on the other end, Michael Gray buried a triple, tied us back up, 80-80, 46.4 to go. I know my audio doesn't sound great. I'm working on it. Roanoke with possession, 45 seconds to go. McClary attacks down the right alley, spins back over Young, got it on the money. And just like that, Roanoke back out in front with a 2-for-1 bucket, 82-80, 40 seconds to go. I'm going to try and figure out the audio. And I welcome you back into the broadcast. Joe Brennan here for the Lynchburg Hornets. Lynchburg trailing by 2. 40 seconds to go. 82-80. The Hornets trailed by 15 at the intermission. They have battled all the way back. Joshua McClary just buried an 8-foot fadeaway jumper to reclaim the lead for the Maroons. 40 seconds on the nose. Mike Gray, he'll bring it across the timeline. And has it taken away from Marcus Morgan, but a foul was called with 31 on the game clock. The biggest free throws of the day. And the Salem fans are livid. Michael Gray with a chance to tie up this ball game, trailing by 2. Gray 4 for 4 from the line today. First one is good. Nothing but nylon for Michael Gray. He's up to 28. Second one is good. 82-82, 31 seconds left to be played. A 1 second difference between shot and game clock. McClary brings it across the timeline, guarded by Pearson Young, taking his time and burning as much clock as he can. McClary, 10 on the game clock. McClary drives in. High post, backing down Pearson Young, fadeaway jumper, off the mark. Rebound Faust, outlet pass to Marcus, out of bounds with 0.1. They're going to review it. Lynchburg couldn't call timeout. They're all out of timeouts. It's Roanoke ball with 0.1 on the game clock. They're going to take another look. There needs to be 0.3 or more in order to get a shot off. Otherwise, it's going to have to be a tip. This is right at the hash in front of midcourt. I mean, Faust was just trying to get it out in front so Jamarcus could do a half-court heave and just any sort of chance to walk out with a win in regulation. But a turnover really has drastic implications at this time and point. If you're Lynchburg, you're just hoping that that clock stays at 0.1 or goes lower, and we're headed to OT. Meanwhile, Roanoke trying to get .3 or more in order to get as much time as they can. What a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't have a good time in the first game, you're definitely having a good time here in the second game. Lynchburg with a chance for a Cinderella story, the 10th seed in the ODAC preseason poll. The 7th seed coming into the tournament was really just fighting for a spot at the table, and now they've got a chance to punch their ticket to Championship Sunday. It's all been led by Michael Gray, averaging 30 points a game here in the ODAC tournament. 31 a career high last game, 29 here today and counting. We still like to have some extra basketball headed our way. Lynchburg was 2-0 in overtime games until their regular season finale against Virginia Wesleyan. I don't know Roanoke off the top of my head. What a game. This scores table's taking a hot minute. I mean, this is one you got to get right. This is why the ODAC put it into place for moments like this here today. 0.4. That's big time for the Maroons. You don't have time to dribble. You just got to pick it up and let it fly. Timeout taken by the Maroons. I mean, you got to draw something up here. Important to remember that we do have foul trouble here for both of these sides if we are headed for an extra 5 minutes. Josh, pardon, I'm joined right by our videographer, Josh Smith, so I'm saying Josh when I'm looking at the J on the stat sheet. Jake Hart with 4 fouls. Jamarcus Brown with 4 fouls. For the Maroons, Patrick Clevenger, the big fella, with 14 points, is fouled out with 5. O'Malley with 4. We've seen a whole lot of playing time from Morse as foul trouble has infected this front court for the Maroons. And if you're Lynchburg, I mean, you got to put in a tall lineup here. This is going to be a Faust to Henderson, a Brown, Jake, and Eli Thomas. Am I on the money? I'm not. It looks like it's going to be the 5 I said, but take out Thomas, sub in Pearson Young. This is an all-defense lineup for Lynchburg. And you got to be wary not to foul if you're Brown or Hart, or else your day is done. But really anybody for Lynchburg, if you foul, it's double bonus. Roanoke has 2 chances to win the game in regulation. And important if you're Lynchburg not to foul. They're going back to the scores tape. I mean, I don't. Are they athletics? Baseball opened up at home with a doubleheader. Lacrosse, the top 20 showdown against Salisbury. Women's tennis was playing at home. Track and field going on today as well. And, of course, men's basketball in the ODAC semifinal. All tied up. My partner in crime, Josh Smith, got to part ways with me now and try and catch the final moments. The coaches meeting at midcourt with our 3 officials. To be a fly in the wall in that conversation. Lynchburg's headed back to the bench. Officials still congregating. Okay, I could be wrong, but I'm trying to read the lips of the official in front of me. It seems like there was a common foul. Okay, so a whole lot of confusion. There was a common foul with 2.6 on fouls, but instead of sending him to the line and starting the clock from 2.6, we're just going to scratch all of that and head to free basketball. 5 minutes reset on the clock, 82-82. We're headed to overtime. That was a weird way to end the second half, I'll tell you that much. So each side gets another timeout. Lynchburg now with 1, Roanoke with 3. 82-82 at the end of regulation. Jamarcus Brown at the center circle with Gavin O'Malley. A little bit of jawing going on between Pearson Young and Marcus Morgan. Drop the gloves, boys. O'Malley, Jamarcus, it's up, and it's won by Lynchburg. That's what you get when you get a track and field jumper at your jump ball. Jake Hart brings it across the timeline, dribble handoff for Mike Gray on the near side wing. Stutter step, wide open, triple, no good. O'Malley, the defensive rebound for Roanoke. McClary brings it across midcourt, guarded by Pearson Young. McClary on the elbow for O'Malley. Right back to McClary, near side wing. Now Bell hands it off to Marcus Morgan in the far side corner, dribbled up to the wing. Shot clock under 10. Morgan driving inside, dishes down low. O'Malley attacking right at Jamarcus Brown with 4 fouls. Couldn't be too physical, straight up, and a banked layup for a 2-point Roanoke lead. 84-82, 4 minutes left to go. Hart for Pearson Young. Pull-up jumper blocked by McClary. Rebound Roanoke. Marcus Morgan will slow things down. Hands it off to McClary right at midcourt. McClary near side wing underneath for O'Malley, now guarded by Faust. Going right after him. And a foul was called on Faust. I don't know how. That's Faust's second. Both sides in the double bonus for all of overtime. O'Malley heads back to the charity stripe, where he's 5 of 6. Chance to make it a 2-possession game, up by 2 with 3:39 to go. O'Malley's first free throw rattles out. Front of the rim, back of the rim, front of the rim, backboard, and out. An unlucky bounce from O'Malley for his second free throw miss today. Second free throw. No good, rolls around the iron and falls out. 84-82, 3.5 to go in OT. Hart had it kicked away as he tried an entry pass. 21 on the shot clock. 3:29 on the game clock. A bench warning given to Roanoke sideline. Inbound to Pearson Young, kick once again. So what you got this time, Hillard? Can't go to the same play. The lineup from a stack formation now to a box formation. Or really a spread. You got players all over the court. Brown on the low block, Faust on the top of the key. Gray and Young in the corners as Hart looks to inbound. Officials still talking. Fans unhappy with it. Must be a problem with the clock. All right, ready to return to action. In the corner, Gray rises from 3. Bang! Michael Gray gives the Hornets the lead. They're going to go back to the scores table and check to make sure it was a 3. A whole lot of stoppages. But as it stands right now, Lynchburg in front by one, 85-84. 3:25 on the game clock. Still meeting, waiting for the rule. They'll call it a 2. Wow. That's a big call. So Lynchburg now tied with the Maroons, 84 apiece. And Roanoke with possession. If you're just now joining us, it's been one heck of a ball game. The Maroons led by 15, headed to the intermission 45-30. Lynchburg then outscored Roanoke 52-37 in the second half. We're not up here in OT. O'Malley at the nail, kicks it back. McClary takes the high screen, heads to his right hand. Now pulls up a floater and a foul. And if that's on Jamarcus, he's done. A whole lot of whistles. It's gotten very ticky-tacky. So the foul was called on Pearson. That's going to be his 4th. Pearson with 4, Jake with 4, Jamarcus with 4. Free throw on the way, left is shy. McClary 5 of 8 from the line today. A chance to take the lead on the second. Got it. 85-84. Roanoke leads. 3:13 left in overtime. Pearson Young across midcourt. He gives it to Hart on the far wing. Underneath for Faust. Now in the corner. Gray. Good! Lynchburg back in front by 2, 87-85. Their largest lead of the day, and it's 2 points. Marcus Morgan guarded by Hart, dribble handoff McClary, driving inside with the right, dishes underneath, O'Malley rises up, banks it in for the deuce. We're all tied up at 87. 2.5 left to go, Lynchburg with possession. Pearson Young comes up at the timeline to meet Hart to take the dribble handoff. Right back over to Hart, far side wing. Throwing up the lob to Jamarcus, it was off the mark. Marcus Morgan out and running, dishes McClary, he traveled. What? A foul? And now Pearson's day is done. I'm sorry, I really don't like to comment on officiating. That was a bad call. That should have been a travel. McClary was driving down the near sideline. Pearson beat him to the spot and forced McClary to spin back. He lost his footing and traveled. But instead, Pearson Young's day is now done. The junior guard shot creator headed to the sideline. Eli Thomas checks into the scores table. I mean, that is a game-changing call. So McClary once again struts to the free throw line. Left it short. I don't know what the saying is, but something like basketball always tells the truth. Something like that. You can let me know in the chat. 87-87, second free throw, up and in. 1 point advantage for Roanoke. 2:10 to go. Hart across midcourt. Mike Gray underneath. Brown spinning inside. Got it! Lynchburg back out in front by 1. Under 2 minutes to go. 89-88, McClary across half court. Marcus Morgan, near side wing. Put in a straight jacket by Eli Thomas. Got blocked. Out of bounds, last touch by Roanoke. Lynchburg ball, 1:39 to go. Hornets up by 1. 88-89, 1.5 to go. Hart, dribble handoff, Mike Ray, far side wing. Now entry pass. Hart, left open three. Good! Jake Hart gives Lynchburg a 4-point lead, 92-88. Lynchburg has their largest lead of the day. 1:16 left on the clock. Oh my goodness. I lost my train of thought when I saw Hart wide open in the corner. It was a Jamarcus feed on the entry pass. He was cutting to the rim, drew in Hart's defender who was sagging in, and Hart, who's traditionally not a three-point shooter, is 3 of 4 from downtown today. I'm pretty confident it's the second time in his career he's made 4 threes. (88-92). The 7th-seeded Lynchburg Hornets out in front of the Roanoke Maroons. We know from the regular season meeting between these two teams, it's not over till the final buzzer. But if you're Lynchburg, you feel good about where you're at right now. You just got to close things out. The officials once again at the scores table. I'll wait for the announcement over the PA. Everybody's meeting at midcourt. I don't know what's going on. Is there a jump? Wow. Wow. Mike Ray just got awarded a tech. And he looks confused. I can read his lips. He said, "What did I say?" First free throw is up and in. Leads back down to 3. I mean, there's been second free throw. No good. 89-92 with 1:16 left to be played here in regulation. And technical, it makes it a one-possession game. And gives Gray his second personal foul. McClary working on Hart, driving in with his left, spinning in with his right, flipped it up, no good, and a foul was called again. I mean, it's like watching James Harden play. And it was called on Hart. His day's done. I mean, you can tell that Lynchburg is frustrated with the officiating, and I think rightfully so. He's got to head out of here before he gets another tech. Hart is furious. And I understand it. I truly do. Quite frankly, that was a weak whistle. So 1:09 on the game clock. A stoppage in play. The officials want to talk some more. I think Hart might have had a strong enough. Wow. Okay, this is actually wild. Hart had a strong enough appeal to make him take a look at it. I don't think it changed anything. It's confirmed, yeah. So Hart's done for the day. He finishes with 15 points, 2 steals, 3 boards, 9 assists. McClary with a chance to cut it to a 1-point game with 2 free throws. He is 7 for 11 from the free throw line today. Roanoke has shot 36 free throws. Lynchburg has shot 19. McClary's first one is good. 90-92 with 1:09 to go. McClary with 22 points. And rattles in the second. Now 23 points. 91-92. Lynchburg in front. Michael Gray with the ball. 60 seconds left to be played in OT. Mike Gray burning some clock at midcourt. Now Jamarcus flares up for a high ball screen from the right of Gray. Gray drives into the right side, rises up, draws contact, no whistle. Eli Thomas fights for the loose ball, can't come up with it. Bell for Roanoke, grabs the board. Now McClary the other way. Timeout taken by the Maroons. Timeout taken by the Maroons with 38 seconds left. There is 24 seconds on the shot clock. Roanoke is down by 1. Michael Gray leads the way with 34 points, a new career high for the sophomore guard that he set in back-to-back ball games. McClary leads the way for Roanoke with 23 points. They have 4 scorers in double figures. However, one of them is Clevenger, who already fouled out. 2 players have fouled out for Lynchburg. It's their starting backcourt with Hart and Young, both with 5. And have really all been drawn by McClary, who's had 13 free throw attempts. (91-92) here in Salem Civic Center. Winner advances to the championship game against Guilford tomorrow. On the floor for the Hornets, it's Brown, Henderson, Faust, and Thomas. 4 forwards and 1 guard in Michael Gray. Roanoke inbounds to Bell. Gets it to McClary at the top of the key. Underneath, Marcus Morgan on Thomas. Spins back, right hand, no good, left it short. A battle for the ball. Henderson threw it off of O'Malley. That should be Lynchburg ball. It's called Roanoke's, and the call's changed. Lynchburg ball, Lynchburg ball. .3 left to be played. The officials are going to review once again. I mean, this has got to be the 7th review we've had tonight. And this is a big one. If Lynchburg has possession, Roanoke needs to foul. And the shot clock turned off. And play the foul game with 26 seconds left in overtime. Lynchburg team that shot 68.4% from the line today, 13 of 19. And if they get it in, they want to get it to Michael Gray, who's been phenomenal all over the floor this afternoon. If it's Roanoke's, and they believe it is, they're already lined up like it's their ball out of bounds. And the referee tells them, knock it off. Tells them all to go back to their bench. They were lined up in their inbound formation. The officials still looking at it. I mean, there was a tie-up, and then Henderson threw it off of O'Malley while they were both right on the baseline. I think this is going to be really hard to overturn, especially with the angles that we've got. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? As the fans yell, if it takes this long, you can't overturn it. He's probably got a point. But at that stage, you're probably looking at time to make sure the clock's right. But I'm sure they're making sure they've got the call right. This is one that you don't want to stand. You'd like to confirm or overturn if there's indisputable video evidence. Guilford won the first game over Randolph-Macon, the 5 seed beating the 1 seed 52-49. That one was all defense. This one's been all offense. 82 points scored by each side in regulation. 10 points from Lynchburg here in OT, 9 from the Roanoke Maroons. And Roanoke's only taken 3 shots here in the overtime period, but they've taken 10 free throws. And they made 5 of them. The officials are going to congregate at midcourt. At least 2 of them. The third is still looking at the monitor. $23 seconds. 26.3. Sorry, the dyslexia kicks in every now and then. We're still taking a look at this. I mean, this has been the longest review of the day, and that's saying something. There's been a whole lot of time spent at that monitor. But I get it. 91-92, trying to figure out whose ball it is. It's Roanoke's. You can hold it for the last shot and try and come away with a win. It's amazing that they're playing Build Me Up Buttercup in the arena at such a stressful time. And then they change it right there. They're playing It's Raining Tacos. This is like a kid's song. Sorry. This is what happens when I don't have a color guy. I just got to fill time. Roanoke ball. Wow. 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 The Hornets need a defensive stand. 26.8 on the clock. The same 5 on the floor for Lynchburg with 4 forwards. You can't foul, double bonus for both sides. McCleary, hop step, floater, blocked by Faust. Timeout or a jump ball. And possession with Roanoke, of course. Eli Thomas was screaming for a timeout and didn't get the call. Lynchburg does have a timeout in their back pocket. I'm sure you got both sides yelling for timeout. 20.1, 1-point game. McCleary to inbound. Inbound to Bell, in the corner, a 3. Good. 17.1, Lynchburg trailing by 2. Michael Gray with a game on the line, the season on the line. Michael Gray for 3. No good, air ball. Henderson can't grab the offensive rebound, rolls out of bounds, and now Roanoke with possession, up by 2 with 6.1 on the clock. Yeah, obviously look for a quick steal. They get it to the big fella. They tried to get the jump ball, didn't get the call. And they send their best free throw shooter, who's 6'7", by the way, to the free throw line. The fans here in Salem all wearing crimson red, ready to celebrate. Rolls the first one in, the fans go crazy. 92-95. A chance, but all but seal it right here. Second free throw on the way. Good. Lynchburg calls timeout. Down by 4 with 5 seconds to go. Joshua Bell, I got to give that kid credit. He's the same guy that hit the three to beat Lynchburg in Turner Gymnasium. And I mean, he didn't have anybody within 10 feet of him. But I'll tell you what, I make that shot in the gym, I'm not making it with a chance to go to the conference championship on the line. I mean, that is a cold-blooded moment right there from the sophomore, a guy that barely played in his freshman year. His coaching staff really praised what he had done in the offseason, working into that starting lineup and becoming a go-to guy. And now it's almost time for the Maroons to celebrate. Lynchburg's obviously still got a chance, but you got to go the full length of the floor in 5 seconds. Get up a 3 and then foul and get up another 3. I mean, it's a 1 in a million kind of deal. Tyler Buggs, Van Ellison, Cole Calloway, Mike Gray, Jamarcus in the lineup. It's the 3-point shooting squad for the Lynchburg Hornets. Buggs, football pass for Brown, kicks over, Mike Gray rises for 3, no good, left it short. Brown tips it back, McClary full court heave, and that's how we'll end the game. 96-92, Roanoke wins in overtime. Congratulations to the Maroons, one heck of a season. They obviously played their butts off today. And a tough way to end the campaign for Lynchburg. And it's once again the most iconic game of the season, a loss to the Roanoke Maroons, a team that has just edged the Hornets twice this year. And that concludes our 2024-25 campaign. We appreciate you for tuning in and here with us today and all season long on LHSN. We had a fun year with us. A special thank you to Jonathan Faust, Eli Thomas, Mason McCovic, and the Hornets manager and Gianna. Those 4 graduating, everybody else coming back for Lynchburg. This is a very, very talented team that can definitely make some noise in the next coming years. With that being said, thank you again for tuning in with us here through the 2024-25 men's basketball year. I've had a blast with you guys on LHSN. Until next year, so long.